Good evening, viewers. Canada is in shock tonight after one of the deadliest mass shootings in the country's recent history unfolded in the quiet community of Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. In an incident that began at a family home and ended at a local high school, 9 people, including an 18-year-old gunman, were killed and dozens injured. Among the victims were school children and a teacher, and the tragedy has left a small town grieving and a nation searching for answers. Tonight we bring you the latest confirmed developments. Let me give you a little backstory and what happened on 10th February 2026. Canadian authorities reported a devastating mass shooting in Tumbler Ridge, a remote community of around 2,400 people in northern British Columbia. According to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police (RCMP), the shooter, identified as 18-year-old Jessie Van Rotselaar, first killed her mother and 11-year-old stepbrother at their home. She then proceeded to Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, which she had attended about 4 years ago, where she opened fire on students and staff. Responding officers arrived within minutes and exchanged gunfire as they entered the school. Van Rotselaar was found dead at the scene from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. The RCMP said the attack remains under investigation and no clear motive has yet been established so far. The confirmed casualty tally, according to police and official updates, are that 9 people died in the incident, including the shooter. Victims at the school included a 39-year-old female teacher, 3 12-year-old girls, and 2 male students aged 12 and 13. 2 victims at the residence were the shooter's mother, 39-year-old, and her 11-year-old stepbrother. At least 25 others were wounded and treated for injuries. One critically injured child was airlifted for advanced care. Coming down to the shooter, police have described Jessie Van Rotselaar as an 18-year-old transgender woman who had previously been known to law enforcement due to mental health concerns. Authorities confirmed she had interactions with police under the Provincial Mental Health Act, and firearms were previously seized from her home before being later returned. She had then dropped out of Tumbler Ridge Secondary School 4 years ago and was not a current student at the time of attack. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney addressed Parliament, expressing deep sorrow and announcing flags will fly at half-mast for 7 days as the nation mourns. Local officials and community leaders described the tragedy as an unimaginable and pledged continued support for families and the tight-knit community. The school district has confirmed the secondary school and adjacent elementary school will also remain closed for the remainder of the week, while counseling and recovery efforts are mobilized. This is a very unfortunate news, but also this is not the first such case. In fact, there are multiple cases. These are just some of the recent major mass killings in Canada in the past 1-2 years. While mass shootings remain rare in Canada, largely due to stringent gun laws, a few major violent incidents have occurred recently. Tumbler Ridge school shooting February 2026, were 9 killed, 27 injured in British Columbia. This is the current incident. And then the next is the Nova Scotia rampage in April 2020, one of the deadliest in recent memory with 16 fatalities. Historical context: 2025 SUV attack, where Vancouver area, April 2025, where 11 killed during a vehicle ramming at a community festival, not a shooting but a large mass killing. 2024 Ottawa mass stabbing, where 6 family members killed in a stabbing attack in Ontario. This also comes under another mass killing, and in the next we have 2022 Vaughan shooting, where 6 people were killed in a shooting at a residential complex in Ontario. These incidents, though varied in nature, underscores that mass violence in Canada, while still less common than in some other countries, includes a range of tragic events beyond school shootings. The reason why this incident stands out is because it is one of the deadliest school shootings in Canadian history and the worst since the École Polytechnique massacre of 1989 and the Nova Scotia rampage of 2020. It involved both a familicide and a school attack on the same day. The event raises complex questions about mental health, firearm access, community safety, and emergency response in rural areas. As Canada mourns the lives lost in Tumbler Ridge, this tragedy has left a deep scar on a small community that describes itself as one big family. What began inside a home ended inside a school, a place meant to be safe, shaking the nation's sense of security. Authorities continue to investigate the motive, but beyond the details of the case, difficult questions remained about mental health intervention, firearm access, and early warning systems in vulnerable communities. For now, the focus remains in supporting survivors, grieving families, and a town struggling to process unimaginable loss.
That includes the deceased gun person.
Okay. And then separately, do you know the gun person's relationship to the...
In a country where school shootings are rare, this incident stands as a stark reminder that even the quietest communities are not immune to violence, and that healing, accountability, and answers will be long in coming.